Hi everyone, my name is Sean Tusi and I'm part of Glow 3D team. In this video, we're going to discuss settings for dealer basic plan of Glow 3D. So without further ado, let's get started. So as mentioned, we are discussing settings for Glow 3D. Glow 3D is a media and content generation and distribution platform for car dealerships. But the dealer basic, which we're covering today, the setting aspect of the capture setting aspect of it, only manages and only focuses on photos and not on videos and social media and all the other aspects. If you guys want to learn more about that, check our Glow 3D channel, and we're going to put a YouTube link somewhere in the description for you guys to look at. So having said that, let's get started. So to access the setting, you log into glow3d.net, and from there you go to settings. So you will have some submenu sections here, and then you will have the main activity in this section. So the first one is language. You just choose what language you would like the platform to work. And then the second is driver side. So it depends on what country you live in. You choose the correct side of things. And this does not apply to this basic plan. This is for Dealer Plus customers. So it's really, if you're trying to turn it on, it'll just show you a message that you need to upgrade your plan. This is basically for customers that would like to get the advantage of our video tour and virtual tour and social media sharing. If you'd like to know more about it, please reach out to our team or watch some of our YouTube videos. So the new capture status is that once you complete a series of photos, you could decide to keep them private. So you could just inspect it yourself before you send it out to your inventory management, or you could just keep it public, meaning as soon as we process them, which takes about 5 to 10 minutes right after the capture is done. The backgrounds are removed, they're auto-aligned, auto-scaled, properly named, set up in order, and then they're going to push it out to your inventory management. And this is what we do recommend to set it up. So banners are basically what will get added to the top and to the bottom of your background, and the idea is that it will give you the ability to add your branding, your sort of a watermark into it. You could easily upload any photo that is 1920, 100 to 280, or you could ask our team to help you to develop that. We do have some templates that you could access to them by going to the resource. So, okay, so let me cancel the changes, or let me apply the changes. And I will go to resources, and I'll go to banners. So this is a section where you could easily download the files related to the top menu bars, and you can just add your logo and do the changes and upload them, or you could ask our team to help you with that. You can add a header, you can add a footer, so it automatically gets applied to all the photos you have. So this is the option for overall exterior photos, means literally the photos you want to capture going around the 360 photo. And the way you would do these is by selecting low point or high point. If you watched our captured video, you understand what the low point or high point is. We're explaining the detail, but I'm going to do it very quickly here. So if you would like to get what mostly professional photographers do, they typically put the lens of the smartphone lens of the camera where the door handle of the car is, just slightly below that, and that gives you a look like this. And if you would like to get a look like this, you would have to have the lens of the camera somewhere in the roof of the car, in the roof of the vehicle. So if it's like a high chassis pickup truck, then you might have to hold the camera like close to your head. If it is a SUV, it might be around chin height. If it is a sedan car or crossover, it might be where your chest is. And then if it is a, let's say, a super sport car, it would be probably where your chest finishes, and like that's the height. I don't know if you guys can see it there. What we do recommend, and what the default is typically, is this. The door handle side of the car. So obviously if you have a sport car, it's going to be lower. If you have SUV, it's going to be higher, but the standard is that keep the lens of your smartphone where the door handle is when you're doing low point. If you're doing high point, just match it to the ceiling. If you're doing super sport cars like a Lamborghini or Ferrari or a Porsche, so what we would recommend is to have the lens slightly below the rim height of the tire, and that gives you that beast look that many people like to see, and brings the majestic look of the super sport car. So if you have a low point for super sport cars, just use the rim height. For like average premium car, luxury car, or SUV, for the low point capture, just match it a little bit lower than the handset. So once you have that here, you could decide how many photos. So we have a total of 8 for exterior going around the car, and you could decide in what order you would like to capture it. So you could probably set it up so you just go like around the car. as you start from one side, let's say driver's side, because that's where you would do the scanning of the VIN number, and then you just go around it. You could set that up, or just keep it as default, or you could just also change how you would like to display. So typically the first photo that is on the top will be your thumbnail. That would be the one that sends to your BDP page. So if you want all the photos to, let's say, be driver's side 3/4 inch, so you just put that on the top in display, but it doesn't necessarily have to be the first one you capture. So it's a very cool feature. It's really so easy to just change the order if you would like to, and it's not going to impact the display. The gray ones is really the ones that you turn off. Here it means you do not want to capture it, so you do not get prompted to capture them. And obviously the order really doesn't matter. You want to look at these ones. So once you have that set, so your overall photos are taken care of. Then we get to the next step, which is your exterior and interior close-ups. So exterior and interior close-ups are basically what do you want to take a photo of, different sort of a more close-up versions of the car. So what you see here, these marks are hotspots, which makes more sense for Dealer Plus customers because we have virtual tours, interactive virtual tours, and their hotspot on them. So for the Dealer Basic, it really, you don't need to worry about that. It really doesn't apply. You could change the order you would like to capture them. So if you want to first do driver open because let's say that's the side you start, then you do that. If you have a certain standard currently you're doing your photos and you don't want your habit, so you could sort of change the order of capture here. And here you select what is your company standard in terms of what photos you want to capture. And if you see some eyes here, this means you could capture them, but if you make them hidden, that means they're for your eyes only. They're not public. They don't get synced to inventory management, but if you log into your Glow 3D platform, you will be able to see those. So these are good if you want to mark a damage, document the damage at the time you receive the car, but you don't want to send this to inventory management, or you don't want to send it to the website. You want to sort of keep it private. In case the future claims comes in, this would be the great item to check mark the capture, but make it hidden from the public view or from the public share. So the same concept really goes with interior close-ups as well. You could change the order, you could decide what your company standard is, and you could hide the ones that you don't want them to see. Hotspot is another feature that is not for Dealer Basic. So the items that are not for Dealer Basic, once you select them, it's going to just give you a prompt that is not included part of the package. Filter is enhancement of the color. It gives more hue, saturation to the colors. Some people like it, some people don't. And you could here also decide the overall exterior photo, give them a little bit of boost in terms of color, hue, and saturation, which we do recommend around 1 is good if you like it. And if you don't like it, you could always bring it back. So next one is condition report, is also the way you would mark damages, and it is available for Dealer Basic, and it does have a hotspot because you would have the 2D only because you don't have the 360. So if you select it, it's going to give you a message, but it is going to be available in the 2D. That means you're going to tap on a map and then you take the pictures of damages, and then it will get documented properly where the damage is. VIN correction is the idea that you start the entire process with scanning the VIN number. This gives us the ability to extract some of the basic features of the car and help you guys determine what features to capture the photo, what features not to capture. Features, which is the next item, will help you to determine and mark what are the features this car has, what it doesn't. What you select in the settings is the ones that you care about in your dealership and you want to sync it with your inventory management or connect it to your website. You may not want the system to check, or yourself or your employees to check the entire options here. So it is really something that you decide here what entertainment features, what safety features, and what comfort and luxury features you would like to the items. And the last item here is two-factor authentication, which basically what it means is that as a manager or as a photographer, you want to do a settings and you don't want your employees to really change those settings for yourself or your customer, for your dealership. So by setting up a two-factor authentication, it will send a confirmation email. So we'll send a code to your email, and once you put this code in, it will always ask you for a verification, and that is a important factor. So the next item is background. So background, the first item is the aspect ratio. So it depends on what your inventory management accepts or what your website accepts, or your choice. You could choose between 3 available options of 3:2, 4:3, and 16:9. So 3:2 is the default, as well as what we do recommend if you do have the flexibility of choosing that. The reason is that you want the car to be the main player, and you also want a little bit of space at the top and the bottom for the banners, header, and footer. So when you have it 16:9, you don't have really any space for the header and footer. And when you have 4:3, it's really too big of a picture and the car becomes really small in the photo. So 3:2s tend to be the ones that we recommend, and you could obviously change that to anything you like. Now this is your virtual background, so you could choose from nearly 200 different backgrounds that we have. It's very simple. Let's say we like this one, we just select it, and you are done. You could also upload a photo you like, whether it's from the interior, exterior of your dealerships or any photos that you really find online. And if you live in any cities and you have a nice background that you think we should add it to our gallery, you're welcome to send us an email and says, hey guys, this is what I think you guys should add. You should send that email to background@glow3d.com. Send us that photo, tell us I think this is a good candidate to add it to Glow 3D gallery. Let us know what city it is, what state or province or what country it is, and we'll be more than happy to add it to our collection so you as well as all the other customers can use it. Make sure you have the copyright of that photo though before you send it to us. And that is very simple for the background. The next item is a promotional photo. So what is very nice with Glow 3D is that you can add promotional photos to the set of the photos you capture, and then we'll sync it to your inventory management, including in the fee you're paying us with no additional charge. And then you can decide how do you want to show them. Every 3 photos, every 2 photos, you will not to show one of them. You want them all at the beginning or all at the end. And the way you do them, you just go to the gallery. We have different colors that you could choose from, different items, different promotions. If there's a promotion that you guys like to offer and you don't see it in our standard, please send it to us to promotions@glow3d.com, and we would be happy to sort of put it together in our standard so that you and other dealerships can use it. But if you have something that you would like to use for your dealership, you could easily just add it here. So instead of choosing it from gallery, you could just use it here, and you will be able to basically upload it from your desktop computer. So the next one is default description. Basically what it is that if you are using Glow 3D to generate the initial features and description, and then you want to sync that to your inventory management, then the default will give you the ability to add a description. For example, this comes with warranty, our cars are clean, like anything that you would typically see in a description of a listing, you could basically add it here and we'll send it to your inventory management. Or if you're using our virtual showroom feature, then you would be able to add that as well there. The next one is car specs. So you could change the order of how you would like to show them, as well as how you would like to capture, and as well as you can decide if you would like to hide them. Means if in your dealership really the, let's say, certificate is something that you guys don't care really, or the location is not something that you would like to use, or the fuel economy, just hide it. That means it is not going to prompt you to enter the information where you're entering the car information or where you're initially scanning the car. So your employees as well as yourself only see the items that are not hidden, and this saves time in terms of the process. So integration fee is that we charge a $350 one-time fee to integrate it, and here you need to authorize that integration fee if you would like to sync it to any inventory management, which almost every dealership would need that, so you just authorize that here, and it gets added to your invoice. We need this done before the integration happens. And Embed is something that if you would like to add those photos that you capture into a website, you could just one embed, you could do it here, or our team can do it with that automatic integration. And finally, if you are an engineer, a software company, or a car dealership that is relatively large, you have engineering teams, software engineer teams, they will be able to use these documents here. These are the API keys, and this is the API documents that shows how the access goes. So with that said, I hope you liked this video, and don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to check us out. Check out the other videos we have around Dealer Basic as well as Dealer Plus that offers you photos, videos, and everything else. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.